So I just saved my client $48,000 per year, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. You see, they were paying a LinkedIn agency just about $4,000 every single month just to go ahead and create content and manage their LinkedIn presence. But here's what that agency was actually doing. They were just manually creating posts. They were just copying successful content styles and then posting maybe 3 to 4 times per week. So I built them a Tula AI agent that now does all of that automatically for them. It analyzes their ideal client content patterns. It creates posts that attract their target audience, and then it schedules everything for them automatically. Now, they're getting better results, and they're doing it for literally pennies on the dollar. And lastly, for all the new people here, I've helped generate over $10 million by building online client acquisition systems. Now I'm building AI agents just like this one that you can now get access to and install directly into your business just by clicking the link in the description below. It'll be inside of my Skool community. I'm just going to walk through step by step exactly how to go ahead and set this up. And remember, you can fully customize this however you like. This is just an example of one of the things I built for my VIP clients. But if you want something a little bit more custom, just let me know and we could do that as well. Click the link in the description. Okay, so now we just jumped into everything. This is Tula. This is one of the tools, like I was saying, I built for one of my VIP clients. But inside of here, this is basically just an interface that you can set up in literally a matter of 30 minutes or so. And don't worry, like I said, I was giving you all of the information that you need so you can just copy and paste this in. You could be set up in minutes. But essentially what this tool does is it allows you to manage multiple different clients. It allows you to manage your own company information and upload everything into here, which is going to be the campaign setup. It allows you to spy on your other competitors or other people that you like. For example, if you want to be able to get their tone of voice, you like their content style, etc. You just want to be able to mimic that for your content strategy output. That's where you'll be able to go in here. Therefore, select the LinkedIn reference post essentially. After that, it'll go ahead and start to generate posts. The way I have it set up is it creates 3 different posts. Now I could create 300 different posts if I wanted to per client with all different images and different actual body copy. And if you go ahead and open this up, you can see that we basically put in this human in the loop. So therefore, someone can come in here and then change some of the verbiage if they wanted to and make sure everything is good. Lastly, they can go ahead and schedule their post. So therefore, everything can just be automatically uploaded for them. And then you'll be able to see everything inside of the content marketing system. Now, that is the most highest overview I could possibly give you inside of here. But the whole reason I built this is just because agencies are charging thousands of dollars to go ahead and basically just utilize this workflow right here. Now, the reason this workflow is so good is because it gets so specific with being trained on your competitors, your company data, and knowing your ideal customer avatar. So therefore, it can make CTAs inside of your posts and be able to drive more traffic over to you, your site, and be able to convert them into book calls, sales, whatever the case may be. And we all know that the consistency of social media nowadays is one of the best ways to go ahead and start to attract your ICP and be able to grow a business, especially when it comes to online marketing, even if you're running paid ads or just doing cold outbound. Now, I'll go through a walkthrough really quick just so you can see how this tool works. So the first thing is these are some of the different companies, imagine, that I put inside of here. So imagine one of the ways that you could do this and the way it was set up is this is if you run an agency and you want to be able to automate your agency as well. This is where you can upload all the different clients inside of here, or you could just put in your own business information. And remember, everything that I'm showing you can be entirely customized and completely changed. All that really matters is your creativity and how creative you can get with AI agents, because I've built hundreds and hundreds of workflows and it can almost automate the entire client acquisition side of things. It's just a matter of how you put things together. But this is N8N. Before I do jump into this is N8N, and N8N is basically the AI automation side of things. So whenever I go ahead and click around buttons inside of here, it's going to store inside of the database, because this is the front facing or the user interface. But Airtable, again, this is all in Airtable. I don't know if I told you that yet, but Airtable is just Google Sheets on steroids. It can literally just do almost anything it is that you want, but you can add in more automations and you can be able to connect it inside of here, as well as have these interfaces so you can see how everything works. Now, N8M, just to give you a quick summary, you probably already know what Zapier is, assuming that you own a business. This is basically like Zapier, but 10 times the output, because you can just integrate all these AI agents just like this one throughout the entire workflows and be able to have everything like way easier built, way more easily built. Now for the campaign setup, what I'm going to do is I'm going to input Gary V's company, VaynerMedia, and then I'll just go ahead and hit create. Now, just so I can show you how this works is first thing I'm going to do is grab his company URL. I'm going to grab his personal LinkedIn, which is user LinkedIn right here. And then I'm going to grab the company LinkedIn account. And what's really going to happen inside of the backend is once I go ahead and use this automation, because this can be the first automation, it's going to go ahead and grab the record information inside of Airtable. Airtable is just this database where it's basically just going to grab all this information, scrape everything, and then learn all the data that we need so it can generate the business overview, the ICP, and the value proposition. So therefore, it can go ahead and create the content moving forward. It's basically just a way to download everything about your business into one tool. So therefore, you don't have to keep prompting things on ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity, whichever LLM it is that you use. So now it always has that data, and it has all your clients' data inside of here as well. So the reference URL, what this really is basically saying, hey, I want to find someone that speaks in a tone of voice or a style that I like a lot more, and I want to be able to mimic their tone of voice or their style. So typically what my client does is they'll go ahead and they'll find people's styles that they like. So for example, if we use Larry Fink, I'll just go ahead and copy his. We would put that in a reference right here. Say another person's reference is Tony Robbins. I'll just go ahead and put that inside of the reference as well. Now, if I go ahead and actually run this workflow, as you can see, we have a webhook trigger. So it's going to send over that request from our front end interface right here, just by clicking generate info. Now, if we go ahead and pop open the hood, we'll be able to see that this workflow is actually running as of right now. So what it did is it grabbed all the information about the company it is that we just uploaded, Gary V's company. Inside of this AI agent, a lot of this comes down to the prompting and how well you can prompt and prompt engineer to get the output that you want, because you can always change the outputs that you get, especially with using AI agents. Now, this Perplexity tool, what it's doing, it's going ahead, basically looking at the company LinkedIn and looking at the company URL. And as you can see, we actually did just get this output. So it's going to go ahead, and now what it's doing is it's actually scraping all the information from Larry's profile, from Tony Robbins' profile, and from Gary V's profile. Because if you remember in this part, selecting the LinkedIn reference post, it's just importing all of their data inside of here. So now, and as you can see, it already happened. So all the comments are right here. The likes are right here, the post information. If I go ahead and pop this open, just so we can see under the hood, I can actually go to this post URL and see what this post was. Now, another thing is I can go ahead and see what the actual image is as well. So therefore the images can be trained on data of what images are working for what posts as well. So as you can see, it's really just downloading all of this information. It's using an AI agent so it can come up and figure out who your ICP is and all the information it is that you need. And then it's storing it inside of here, inside of your Airtable database. So now we can come back and grab all of these records and be like, hey, we want to make a post that was similar to Larry Fink's post and also had the tonality of Tony Robbins. But we want to, and then we also want the image to be about XYZ. Now that's the really, really cool part. And aside from that, there's also another thing once I get to the generate post where you can upload a blog, you can upload a YouTube video, whatever it is that you want to actually create the content on. Because a lot of the content creation, it's good to have the style of what type of content to create. But if you don't know what you're creating the content on, you'll be stuck still in the loop of having to do the idea generation as well. So what I'm going to do inside of here is, as you can see, we have Gary V's company right here. And the way I have this set up is it pulls the most recent 5 posts from each person. Now you can go ahead and change all of that. So you can pull more information back if you wanted to. I just figured that 5 is pretty good just to start, and you can always consistently update it as well. Now, what you typically do is you go through here. I like to go ahead and figure out which one has the most comments as well as likes, but the most comments because that's going to be the most engaging. Now, what I would do is figure out which post it is that I want to use as a reference post so we can recreate the copy it is that we want. Inside of here, as we can see, I can open this up. I can read through all this and see exactly what it likes. And I can see this is more of like a value post. So I can go ahead and open this, see what this post is about. And as we can see, yeah, it's a value post. So I would be like, hey, I do like this post. Let me go ahead and add this as a reference post. So therefore now our AI agent knows what type of references to use and what type of tonality. The next thing I could do is go ahead and look at this one from Tony Robbins, which would be more of like an image. Let's go down here. So this week, today I had the honors. So right here, maybe we could just go ahead and use this one because we did like this style. I'll just go ahead and open this really quick. Say it looks good. And this is something that I like, something that I would use or want my clients or myself to go ahead and use. So I would just go ahead. I don't even remember which one I clicked, but I'll just select that post. And then let's say one last one. We'll do Gary V, just because Gary V is our client in this case scenario, and this is the information that he wants. So now that we have all of these reference posts, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to generate posts, and we're just going to click the add a post button. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, because remember, say, for example, you're managing multiple different clients and you just want to streamline your fulfillment side. That's why you can go ahead and choose a company, because you have multiple different companies inside of here. Now, the repurposing link. So what this really does is we're basically saying, hey, I want to create content that's basically working off of some of the material that's already out there. Say there's a new news topic that came out or something super interesting. And another cool thing is inside of N8N, you can have it scrape new news articles every single day for your industry. And then you can have it come up with content briefs. So therefore it just does everything automatically. Now, the reason it's not like that inside of here is because my client didn't want it that way. And I do like that manual input, especially when it comes to online marketing. But AI can certainly take over a lot of tasks. But it really comes down to fine tuning. So that's why I still have it the manual way. But you can certainly automate everything. Now, inside of here, if I go to blogs and I'm like, hey, now I want to go ahead and find some material that I can create these videos based off of. For example, this blog right here, I'll just say, from influencers to instant checkout. Say this is a really cool blog and we just want to repurpose this. Now what I'm going to do is copy that URL. I'm going to put it in the repurposing link. I'm going to say this is a blog. And then this is going to be the CTA. So do we want them to visit our website, follow us for more, comment, etc. Now, any custom instructions we can do inside of here. And then this is going to be the custom instruction for the image. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off and turn this one on. And also you can make these just go on autopilot. So you don't have to keep deactivating and activating them. I'm just doing it like this so I can show you guys and make it more manual, because I want to show you guys exactly how it works. But it's super easy to go ahead and automate that. But what I'm going to do is trigger this workflow, because when I go ahead and hit create, it's going to send all that information over to here. And then I'll show you how that works in a second. But let's just say for the image, let's go ahead and look at this. Let's say we like this image and we want to do something similar. So for the custom instruction image, I say, create me an image of someone holding an iPhone with social media icons floating around, just because I liked it from here. So I might as well use it inside of here as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure this is waiting, and then I'm going to hit create. Now, since this post is creating, what's basically going on under the hood is the entire automation. So as you can see, it's actually working right now. And by the time it took me to say that, it already went through all of these. So it's grabbing the information from the starter trigger. It's figuring out if we had a YouTube video or a blog. And another cool thing is you can go ahead and make this optimized for short form videos, TikToks, Reels, basically any sort of media it is that you want to repurpose. You could just give it the ideas that you want and just type in ideas that you want. You could also connect it to your sales calls and basically say, hey, figure out what my client's reason for not buying was, and then go ahead and create content on that so we could pre-handle objections for our sales team. There's so many different routes that you can take inside of here. But for this video, all I have is a YouTube and the blog. So after it does that, it's going to scrape the information. It's either going to scrape the Appify, or it's going to use Appify to go ahead and scrape either the YouTube video, or we're just going to use a simple HTTP request so we can go ahead and download that website information or that blog information. And then after we have all that information, we're just going to get more context from the businesses and the reference posts that we already have. So what it's doing is, after it downloads all the information and scrapes all the information, it's going to come into here and it's going to say, hey, which ones for VaynerMedia did we like as reference posts? Like what style and tone did we like? And it's only going to choose the ones that are checkmarked. And then inside of that's what this filter is doing. And it's also grabbing the company information right here. So therefore now we know the business overview, the ICP, the value proposition, and we only have to set that up one time. After that, it's going to go ahead and start creating the LinkedIn post. So this is creating the text, and then this is creating the prompt for our image generation. And what we're using inside of here is an API called Key, and it can use Nano Banana, it can use VO3, it can use so many different tools for extremely cheap. And that's why I love using this HTTP request. But if I go ahead and open this up, and remember, all of this really comes down to the prompts and how the prompts are being used. Because if you don't have good prompts inside of here, you're not going to get the outputs that you're looking for. And a lot of this is really good if you have the outline, but if you don't have the prompts and everything dialed in, it can totally change your output to what you're probably not looking for. So after it does this, because I have it create 3 different posts. So right here, it's taking all this information, it's creating 3 different text LinkedIn posts. And then what it's doing inside of here is it's now taking what that LinkedIn post was for all 3 different post examples. And then it's saying, hey, create me a prompt to create an image for this post in specific. And then it creates that, we grab it, and then we save the post inside of here. And now we can see that everything has been saved. So if I jump back over to here, we'll see that if we go to the generate post, these are the different posts that it actually came out with. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. I mean, if you look at the images, this is all AI generated and just from a single post. Right down here, I mean, this literally looks like stock photo that you would typically see. Right here, this is super cool as well. And the cool part is you can customize this entire interface within minutes and basically say, hey, instead of using this image, what I want to do is I want to recreate the image with these results right here. And all you would do is just add in a field inside of here to go ahead and recreate that image. So it's super easy and super nice. And it's really good, especially if you have like a team and you want to be able to help with their fulfillment, because this could be like company facing where now your team can just come in here and organize everything and do their workflow. So you don't have to hire more employees, because we all know, the complications that come with that. But yeah, so inside of here, as you can see, these are the 3 different examples. The ROAS and CAC aren't dead. Like, I mean, honestly, this is let me even read this. ROAS and CAC aren't dead. But they're not telling you the whole story anymore. In social commerce, like as you can see in social commerce, this is going back to this article and all the information inside of here. Like, isn't that crazy? Affiliate conversion, revenue per video, TikTok, creator lifetime value, not just one post, small, digital. Most brands are still measuring like it's 2019. Only if it was 2019 Facebook ads. For all you people that know what that was like, and 2016 to 2019, that was a great era. The results, etc. 3 suggestions. Like, these are all really good. And the best thing is like you could set up buttons so you can go ahead and just have this be recreated and be like, hey, I don't like this post content style. Let's actually use this post, or let's change this about it. And then you could run it back through this agent and basically say, hey, rewrite this post to this style. And you can continue to keep doing that so you can get the output. So therefore, you don't have to keep jumping into different LLMs to get the output it is that you're looking for, because then you're just wasting so much time and your employees are wasting so much time. Instead of just automating everything, where you have the reference post already loaded up right inside of here, you have the campaign information. So you have all your company information that scrapes everything about your business. And then inside of here, let's just say, oh, the insight focus one I like the best. I can just come in here and then schedule this, for example, on Thursday. So now if this is already scheduled, I can jump over to here and now I can open this up and be like, wow, okay, so this post is actually scheduled. Now, full transparency, I didn't build the scheduling piece out entirely in this video, because I did this for a VIP client. I just rebuilt this super quick as well. But inside of my Skool community, I show you exactly how to go ahead and build this entire workflow, and I give you all the downloads. So inside of here, if you did want to go ahead and learn how to build this, it's just going to be in the Tula Skool community, and then you'll just go to resources. right inside of here, if you do the Airtable download, you're going to get a base just like this. So now you can copy this base into your Airtable workflow. And then what you'll have to do is you'll have the N8N download information. So what this is going to do is, as you can see, I just downloaded this. All you'll have to do is come over to your N8N account. You'll click these three dots and then you'll import it from file. And then it'll look just like this. So now all your information will be downloaded inside of here. And then there is going to be some things that you'll have to set up. So inside of my Skool community, you'll basically see inside of the setup instructions, you'll see exactly how to go ahead and set all of this up. Because one of the things that you will have to set up, and the only thing that doesn't go over, and for some, like it kind of sucks, but it's the automations. But the automations literally take less than a minute to really set up. And I go over that inside of the Skool community as well. Now, if you do want access to that, just go ahead, join the Skool community. It's one of the links in the description. I also do have live calls on there. So if you want to be able to jump on live calls with me and be able to help me, and you want my help getting this set up for you, or anything that comes around you using this tool to go ahead and get more clients as well, I do have all those live calls as well. But yeah, so basically super high level, that is how this tool works. Now, I know I didn't go through the entire setup and I didn't realize how long this video was, so I'm sorry about that. But inside of the Skool community, you'll see exactly how to set it up, and then you can set this up entirely for yourselves. But this is a really cool workflow, and it just saves anyone thousands of dollars on different automations. And honestly, the coolest part about this is that all of these marketing agencies, you really don't have to pay anymore. There's coming a time of age where you don't have to pay for these marketing agencies anymore, because you can easily build out your own interfaces and AI agents where it can do all of this for you automatically. And you can just have conversations with your AI agent. And what it can actually do is it can do all of this for you without you even having to look at the tool itself. And it's so crazy because I'm actually building some of these out right now for some of my other clients. And it's just crazy what AI can do. The only limitations is the limitations that you have in your mind of what it can create. Now, instead of harping on everything, like I said, this is just the LinkedIn Growth AI Agent tool built by Tula. And if you want to learn more on how you can do this, click the link in the description. If you want to see how I can build something like this completely done for you in your business, again, also click the link in the description. Fill out the form just fill out the form and then I'll get back to you. But aside from that, guys, I hope you did enjoy this, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.